I tried to like basically synthesize down some key takeaways that we can bring into this week because some folks were giving their feedback about how last week had gone. And I was trying to give my best, most charitable interpretation and my most charitable feedback that I could. And I start to realize like these are very similar problems that everyone's dealing with. And obviously, this is what the nature of trading is. We're not the only ones dealing with whatever problem we got, even though it feels like. So I know what everybody's thinking. There's been a lot of stuff online. There's been a lot of stuff kind of circulating about chart addicts, and I know exactly what Ev here is thinking right now. Roy, where did you get this haircut? I'll let you guys enjoy this for a second. Let you appreciate this greatness. The answer is don't fucking ask, because I ain't gonna say. All right, it's my guy. Okay, all right. I'll give you one hit. He's Dominican. Does a great job. All right. Now that that bullshit's now that that's out of the way, we got a very exciting week coming up. What is it? April. We should have NFP this Friday, first Friday of every month. You guys get the drill. Guys, I know. All right. I get a haircut, I start acting up. You guys get the drill. It's the same shit every time. All right. I go get a haircut. I come back. I'm talking mad shit. Today's not any different. So saddle up. All right. So we have NFP this Friday, first Friday of every month. We have the Jolts jobs openings. Why would I want to sign in? What? Wednesday, pretty busy. We have obviously NFP, the early NFP estimates from ADP is coming up. We have the employment index. We have core PCE price index. Bank of Japan policy rate. So this is like their Fed funds rate decision. This is their FOMC monetary policy statement. Okay, so Japan, pretty big deal on Wednesday if you guys are trading Japanese pairs. We got unemployment claims, Bank of Japan conference, and NFP. Okay. Pretty standard week. It looks like economists are not expecting any material change to the headline unemployment rate number, but it does look like ADP is going to be adjusting their non-farm employment change number from 129 to 228. We're going to have to look into the release once it finally comes out to figure out there's three main factors to employment number changes. Number one is voluntary leave. So how many people are leaving the workforce voluntarily versus being fired or being laid off? Very big difference. The effect on productivity is the same. So you're still operating at less than maximum capacity in terms of your workforce because whether people leave voluntarily or they're getting fired, you're not going to have as many people working. Now, on the flip side, if people are getting fired or laid off, that's obviously an early sign of recession or an immediate sign of recession. Versus if folks are leaving because of voluntary leave, it's the exact opposite. It means that things are so good that people are not scared to go out and try new ventures. And so these are the sorts of things that we're going to be seeing here. Is the majority of the unemployment change going to be from government workers losing their jobs because of all the mass layoffs, or is this going to be civilian population and non-institutional population that ends up kind of bearing the blunt of these tariffs? So we'll see. I think this is going to be a pretty big deal on Friday, but these are data points. They're like milestones that you end up having to add together to get a holistic picture. This is just one data point, so we can't really put too much steam on that. Okay. We got a lot of emails coming in. We know that there's an issue with the website. Some folks are trying to sign up for the next masterclass, and some folks are trying to register for whether it's coaching or whatever else. We're solving that now. We talked to the development team. They're trying to figure out the payment link issue of why like it just won't go through. We are figuring that out ASAP. Keep an eye on your emails. If you guys have reached out to us or submitted a service request because you couldn't access the payments portal, we're going to have that solved by the end of today, maybe by tomorrow morning. God willing. All right, fingers crossed. All right. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to do updates first on global economics, or you guys want to do the charts and then we'll get to global economics? Charts meaning I'm going to put a timer on to show you. And I haven't looked at the charts since last night, just being honest. But I'll put a timer on and show you guys how long it takes for me to analyze the charts early in the week. Just so maybe you guys can help, maybe this will help you model my behaviors to be able to start off every week correctly. We can do that. And also, I'm going to give you guys, actually, we'll start with this. I'll give you guys my top five kind of reminders for the week. And this is going to be a checklist that you guys can use as a reference point throughout the week. Because I've been seeing a lot of folks seemingly forgetting your job on a week by week basis. The weekend happens, and then you get spat out on the other side, and all of a sudden, everything that you know about trading goes out the window. So let's actually start off with those. Okay. And these are going to be very similar to the rules that we put up in the master class, but these are just going to be more reminders than rules. We don't like rules. Let's do reminders. Number one, show up every day, but don't trade every day. Easy enough. You're going to show up and see if the market is presenting the strategy. If the heartbeat model is present or if the 88.6 is present, by all means take the trades. Now, if you show up and there's nothing there, then don't trade. So show, but this is a different than like, oh, I'm going to take the day off from trading. So now you're like self-policing to try to stop yourself from getting on the charts. Can't do that either. So instead, you can get on the charts, but know that not every day is a trading day. Pretty important. Okay. Only trade if the strategy is present. Now, if you guys are trading the 88.6 system or the heartbeat system, then unless the market shows model 1, 2, or 3, there's no trades. Now, if you're trading any other system, this still applies. If you're trading 3 touches on a trend line with a 61 retest, unless there's a third touch on the chart. Man, motherfucking this chicken and waffles got my brain fucked up. I said, I'm not gonna have some greasy food because it's gonna fuck up. And I'm sitting here, I'm dealing with this brain fog. You guys ever tried to fight in a dream? That's how I feel right now, trying to fight through this food. You're trying to fight or you're trying to scream in a dream, and you just can't seem to do it. That's how I feel. All right, let me get back on track. We're doing the 5 reminders so everybody remembers what their fucking job is this week, so we can all make money together and then use this money for the greater good, aka mimosas on the beach. Okay? That's what we're doing here. This is a reminder. Number 2, only trade when the strategy is present. Number 3, consistent risk equals consistent results. Okay, and we can actually put a similar reminder next to rule number 2, which is a consistent system or consistent results come from a consistent strategy. So if you're going to be switching your strategy or you're going to be party hopping strategies, then you're never going to have consistent results. Sometimes you're trading breakouts, sometimes you're trading double bottoms, sometimes you're trading the heartbeat model, sometimes you're on the 5 minute, sometimes you're on the 1 hour. You're not going to have consistent results. So just find your bread and butter, find your sweet spot, and then put your foot on the fucking gas. Okay? And press on whatever that hot spot is for you. Okay? Same with the risk. So you can have 4 or 5 weeks of consistent results, and then 1 or 2 trades wipes it all away. Because it's like the trades that you decide to up your risk on, those end up working against you. Those are like the first losses you have in a sequence. So keep your risk consistent, and then you'll have consistent results. Cool. Number 4. We already did you're not forced to trade. I'm kind of making this up on the spot, but these are like the top 5 reminders that we'll go through for this week. Oh, high volatility equals high opportunity. Jeez Louise. Let me just fix up this phone. Someone's watching this. High volatility equals high opportunity. Now, it also means high risk, but people tend to focus too much on the risk side because they don't have a clear way of managing their overall position risk. So if you know that you're going to be using, let's just say a standard lot size with 50 point stop loss on average. Okay. And then there's some volatility that comes in, and you're like, well, this is crazier than usual. I'm going to reduce my lot size, and I'm still going to take the trade. Now you have a lot of opportunity. The market can move way faster. You'll have 5 minute trades just pop off. You're in profits. You can get out with a 3-to-1 or a 2-to-1. Those are high volatility markets. The more movement, the more market action, the more money that we can make. So if you know how to keep your risk management as a priority, then this high volatility environment is going to be the best thing for you. Okay. And then the next one is learn, study, and observe. Everybody thinks that once you learn a consistent strategy, that's like the rest of your job is done. A lot of people, once they leave school, they stop calling themselves a student. They feel like their learning journey ends as soon as they graduate, somehow, as if school taught you shit about the real world, or as if you're going to be competitive in the real world, competing against people who are constantly learning. So when I say learn, study, and observe, learn from your own mistakes, learn from your own results. Every time that you make a mistake, whether it's missing a trade or letting a trade go early or anything in between, learn. That way you don't keep fucking up the same mistakes. It's that easy. Learn. Study means study the system and study using backtesting and study other people's results. Don't become so cocky in your own success that you stop learning from other people. Whether somebody's a winner or a loser in my group chat, I'm learning. I guarantee you, if you guys are winning in our group chat, I am learning from you. If you're losing in our group chat and you're honest about it, you are honest. And you guys know who you are. You'll sit there and say, today wasn't a good day. Here's what happened, whatever. I'm learning. And so if you guys want to bring on that or bring to the group chat the same sort of mindset and that same growth mindset, learn from everybody. Don't let every trade go to waste. Don't let 2 days where you haven't traded feel like a waste. I'm learning all the time. And then observe. Observe is when you do choose to stay out, don't just stay out with this like head in the sand mentality. There's going to be a lot of volatility happening. There's going to be a lot of news coming out between us and the China trade war, between Russia and Ukraine's peace. What is it called? The prospects of peace. There's going to be a lot of news coming out about Israel trying to drag us into World War III with Iran, another Middle East war. These are going to fuck up the markets. If you guys are expecting a smooth riding environment, I don't think you understand the first thing about markets. Markets are following the real world. And if the real world's going crazy and it's on fire, what makes you think that the markets are going to be as smoothed out as you expect? And so if you do choose to stay out, make sure that you're learning at the same time. All right. Pretty cool stuff. Let's get onto the charts. I'm going to put a timer here for 5 minutes and let's see if we can find out what NASDAQ is doing and what NASDAQ will do for the week. Okay. So let's go ahead and reset this thing. 5-minute timer starts now. Let's go. So first things first, I'm going to hop on the higher time frames. I'm going to delete all of my drawing tools. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to delete all the drawing tools while making sure I keep all of my indicators here. Now I'm going to find my range. If you guys took the master class, you know exactly what to do. Members, put a 1. Actually, everybody, put a 1 in the chat if we're clear about those 5 reminders for the week. Don't fuck this up. That's rule number 6. Don't fuck this up. You know what to do. You know your system. You know how you're supposed to be risking. You know how you're supposed to be adjusting. And the question is, will you commit to doing that this week? Or are you just going to be like, well, all right, that's for somebody else. It's not for me. Whatever, whatever. And then you're going to let your arrogance get your ass whooped. And then you won't tell anyone because your arrogance won't allow you to tell anyone. And so you're just going to sit there and suffer in silence. Fuck that. All right. Now we're 1 minute in and I just found my range. Let's take a look here. We got beautiful, beautiful support forming. So we have all these touches on support. We had our duck, and goose for the members here. And then we have our highs clearly. Let's get down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, we have another range. Let's take a look right here. We're 1 minute and 40 seconds in, people. 1 minute and 40 seconds. Am I going to be able to pull this off? Let's see. Newsflash. Let me just go ahead and jump ahead of time here. The answer is yes. I'm obviously going to be able to pull this off in time. Now, I'm heading down to the smaller time frames, trying to find the body of this candle because I keep having issues with the fib this week, and I feel like a big piece of it is identifying this true high, this true high up here. So on the 15 minute, we're pretty damn close. Let's get down to the 5 minute. Let's see if it'll even let us go back this far. Oh, here we go. Beautiful. All right, find the true body of the candle right there. Awesome. Head back up to the 30 minute. We're 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes in. 2.5 minutes in. We are halfway there. All right, let's head back to the 4 hour time frame real quick. Now that we have our range, and then obviously we're going to use our Fibonacci to measure this range to find our retracement level. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ladies and gents, are we at a specific zone? And then what do we do from here? Members, you let me know. I'm not just asking this because I want to test your knowledge. Am I going to take a bite of this food that I have sitting right next to my desk while you all answer this? The answer is, of course. Yes. That's exactly what I'm doing. But also, this is also a great chance for you guys to test yourself. So, what do we observe here? And then what's the move? I basically already did my analysis for the week. I can go ahead and just stop this 3 minutes and 29 seconds while I was talking shit. Keep in mind, guys, I know the haircut, crispy, is distracting you from answering the question, but I need you guys to focus. And if you're watching on YouTube, I need you to drop a like on the stream so this thing can get pushed to everybody out there. Don't blame the chicken and waffles. I blame nothing but me. Actually, I ain't blaming nobody. I'm blaming you. There was no blame going around until you decide to step up. All right, members, what do we see here? I'm gonna literally let you guys type this out, and if we don't type this out, if no one wants to answer this, you guys can just feel free to hop off this call. Just go fuck off for the week. That works too. Just don't come back complaining. Mm, 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 mm. Perfectly made chicken and waffles. Just absolutely perfect. Don't tell me somebody on YouTube answered it first. No, they didn't. Oh, I was about to end the stream. Okay, Josh says we're at the 88.6 on the sell side. Hallelujah. The fact that it took fucking 15 minutes for that to come out. People, what the fuck else am I looking at here on the charts? Am I being too aggressive today? Is this what's going on? Am I being too intimidating? Carlos got it. Like this is not fucking confusing. And I said I am being too aggressive. Ooh. Damn. I quit the weeds. That's what happened, people. They said, "Bro, you should quit smoking the weed. It'll make you more productive." And all it's done is made me more abrasive. So I don't know. Learning lesson for everybody. So let's just go ahead and finish this off then, if this will load. Simply put, we're at the 88.6 for the sells. We're going to get down to the 30-minute time frame. We're going to look for an entry model here on the 30-minute time frame, which we've already seen last week. What do we have? We had 88.6, or we had this consolidation at the 88.6. We had a fake to the downside, fake to the upside. Now, the longer that we play here, the more likely it is that we're going to see the push back down. We've already had like a kind of a fake double top here. I'd like to see either a 3-drive pattern before we drop to the downside or an inverted head and shoulders. Either way, you'll draw a box over here and you will try to short the top of the box, not the bottom. So when the market makes it back up to the top for the double top, this is where you'll short and then you'll be able to take the market all the way down. Clear? Put a 1 in the chat if that's pretty straightforward. How are we going to enter this? Well, I don't want to enter right here and put my stop loss at the same place like with the extension level. If I wait for the market to come back up to the top side of this smaller range right here, then I can reduce the distance to my stop loss. So draw a box, sell the top. Are we cool? Okay. Well, in that case, that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, have a great week, everybody. If you're on YouTube, Albert says, I respect the aggression. Well, you got some thick skin. You sound like you're ready for the week. I'm gonna catch you guys later. We'll live stream later this week. Keep an eye out and make sure to turn on your notifications. Okay? Peace. Members, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chats.